I'm Luke Servell. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Gaffer. Let's talk about lighting near water. A shoot came up where we needed to add a strong backlight to a swimmer who would be captured above and below water. Originally, the ask was for an Airy Max on a goalpost above the water. But crew-wise, there were only two of us, and the equipment budget just wasn't there. So I offered an M90 run off two 7K putt-putt Jennies ganged in parallel, because Alan Steinheimer had told me that Chell Ness had a pair of these Jennies with this cool setup. Having these putt-putts in parallel gave us 42 amps a leg at 240 volts. That's great, but we wanted this M90 right up against the pool. Electricity and water don't mix well, so you need to add a shock blocker, a ground fault mechanism that will trip if a fault is detected. This job came up really quickly. I had very little time to find a shock blocker. None were available in the Bay Area that could handle 240 volts at up to 100 amps. But I made some calls to LA and found a company named Guardian Entertainment that has what they call a Lifeguard GFCI by Bender. We rented the LG 100C. The folks there were super helpful and turned around our order so fast it made my head spin. Big thumbs up for those folks. Here's a little clip of the Jenny setup.
Here's the connection. Double 50 amp, 220 to this, and that's running in. This has a connector here, and a connector here, with the ground. Connector with the ground. About 5200. This is a 7K generator. And that gets fed all the way down to the unit.
We started with the shot where she dives in, and this was captured by an underwater camera person from the front and from the side. Then we had this shot where we had the swimmer talk to us at the edge of the pool. We built up some boxes for her to stand on so it wouldn't be too uncomfortable. This was on the other side of the pool from where she dove in, so we were able to lower the M90, add some CTS to warm it up, and give her a nice edge. Key Grip Brooke Johnson made a nifty mirror gag to have a little play of reflected water on her skin.
It's 800 Jolico, and it's going into some water, and we were just going to bounce it directly onto the talent, but then Brooke had this brilliant idea of
using a mirror to get the angle, because if we were to skip it, it would be too high. So if somebody was standing there, it'd be fine, but since they're down in the water, we need to keep it low. So hence the mirror. And simple plastic tub, Duvetine to cancel out the white bounce. And you can see our little shimmer effect on the apple box. Subtle, but it's there.
nice.
And the real trick though is the knee pads. Gotta have knee pads.
Fantastic.
We had an 800 Jolico for the water gag, and then an S60 into a 5-foot Octa with an unbleached Muzz front as the key. It worked really well. The Joker and the Sky panel were plugged into protected outlets beside the pool, but we were ready with another smaller Jenny if that didn't work, and a 20 amp GFCI shock blocker that we got from Chris Galdes. After that, we had a quick shot where our talent is sitting on the bleachers on yet another end of the pool, and this is where you can just make out the first time I got to use the Nanlux 1200C, which is working as a poolside edge. And then the hot spot you see there in back of her, there was an S30 Sky panel up on the bleachers creating the main edge. And then we took the M90 and skipped it the full length of the pool to give us some fun water patterns near where she's seated, up on the wall and on the bleachers. That was all before lunch. Then after lunch, we made our way to the locker room area.
We got two MCs on their little swivels aimed down inside. And then we have a 300X on a lantern. And we have a 4-foot Titan in a snap bag. And that's going to light our person right here in the front. And then we have a little scratch coming with a Select 41. And then into the ceiling, there's a S60 and an S60 around back as well for all this area that's out of focus. And then we've got another Titan that is just glancing here on the background. And all the color in the background is at like 5200, whereas the front light on the person will be more in the 4500 range. So that's what we got going.
For a second scene in the locker room, we used the lantern above again, and then two Q5s, two Freestyle 31s, and two 41s to light up the background.
Oh, there it is. Cool.
Set.
Rolling and
The final exit scene was an S30 direct through a soft bag and an 800 Joker into the ceiling. At the last minute, we were given a swing, which was good because we were hustling the whole time as it was. The DP was great. Knew what he wanted, but was super sweet. He was impressed that the M90 gave him the look he wanted, and we were very happy that it worked out. I captured this spot from the internet, so think of it as a reference. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
Can you tell me how this shoot's going?
oh, it's going really well because I'm the A-team here with me, the crew.
A-team?
A-team.
I only see Brooke.
Well, that's part of the.
That's the B-team,
That's
Brooke.
Stop.